What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, okay? And let's get into it. It is the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Here we are at about 15.8 cents right now. 7 hours and 30 minutes left in the day from a low to a high. 0.5 consolidation right around here. Looking like we will see that golden ratio, you guys. It's very, very possible. We're dumping down a little bit. Not a whole lot of volume on the Bybit chart, to be fair. How about Binance? What do we got here? Not a whole lot of volume there either. So it's still possible that we could hold this area of support. I mean, Cookie has shown that we like to do these kind of horizontal channels. So I don't know. As long as we're holding this range, holding that low there, I guess we don't have to go lower. It is weird. I will say it's very unconventional the way that you're finding support here. If you were to like go down here, okay, that is conventional, but that's not what I meant to do. If you were to like go down here and find support at this low, that's not really a conventional area as far as the fibs are for support, but who cares? Non-conventional stuff happens all the time, so I'm not really worried about it. In fact, let's just see. Did you do something non-conventional back here? Let's see, from a low to a high. Yeah, you did. Right? You didn't even go to your 382. That's very unconventional. So it's just, it can happen, especially in very bullishly perceived projects like Cookie DAO. It can definitely happen. Oh, wow. Oh, I just noticed something though, guys. We got a, I wouldn't call it a head and shoulders pattern. It looks like a head and shoulders pattern, doesn't it? You got like your left shoulder and a right shoulder here, but the thing is, it's not a head and shoulders. You know it's not a head and shoulders because if it were, we'd have resistance up here and we just don't. That's not the resistance. That doesn't count, right? You'd have to come up here, find resistance, and then come back down here. Then we'd have a head and it's not a head and shoulders pattern, but damn it kind of looks like one, doesn't it? I'm sure there's people who are freaking out. We're going down. Dude, if we went down to 10 cents or more, I would be so happy. I would be so happy. I would be buying up the whole damn lot, man. I would fill up the cookie jar real fat. Looking at this on a daily time frame, the RSI is finding resistance. It'll double top at the 50. We probably do the thing where you come down, you find a lower low. Maybe you get bullish divergence, higher low here, lower low there, you know, something like that, and then you start to move up. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom out from there. Okay, Bitcoin is making strides lower. Let's leave this on the 1 hour time frame, so it's a little bit more. 15-minute even? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go for that. Yeah, we'll do that. Building volume as you're coming down. Yeah, you probably got lower to go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rejecting the overbought or the oversold zone here. Looking very, very productive to the downside, guys. Like, you couldn't ask for a more bearish looking chart right now. So just on the short term. But with that, Cookie probably gets a little lick of that to the downside, right? 15.7 cents now. Volume is picking up or maintaining at least as we're going down. Let's use the Binance chart because it's got more volume than Bybit does even. So yeah, that looks very appropriate. RSI pretty low, pretty damn low. You know, typically whenever you get this low, you do get another reading in the RSI, right? Typically when you get this low, you come back down into it. And let's just look at these moments right here. Okay, we're gonna put a horizontal line right there, or a vertical line. I'm sorry, vertical line here, vertical line here. Vertical line here, vertical line here, okay, and even here, sure, you know that's low enough as well. You know, typically whenever you get like below like 25, maybe that's not even below 25, so we shouldn't do that. You don't just reject, right? Whenever you reject, it's like these little tiny dips, right? Even whenever you get a dip like this, that's kind of like a rejection, but you still came back down. Just looking at this here. Notice how you found the low on the RSI, but that was not the low on the price. Notice how the low was here on the RSI, but that was not the low on the price. This was a relative low in the RSI, but then you came down, you still went lower, right? You get it? Hear what I'm saying? I don't think that we're going to go too much lower here. I would assume as far as the RSI is concerned, we're very near the low. But what likely happens then is we probably see some volatility at 15.7 cents, or you probably come back up to like a cent, not even a full cent higher, and then we start to move lower, right? Lower lows, bullish divergence, that whole shebang, and then we start to move up. So we're probably actually very close. This goes very well with the idea that maybe we don't go below this low, actually. I keep going back and forth on that, but maybe we don't go below this low. You know, it's an obscure area to find support, but at the same time, it's, as far as price goes, it's actually a very logical area to find support. It's only obscure by the way of the fibs, and we've shown obscurity before on the fibs, so I guess it's okay. We get a pass. I don't know if we go below 14.5 cents, but what I'll say is this. If we do, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just buy more. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Certainly don't sell. If we go below 14 cents, certainly do not sell. 4-hour RSI, neutral, truly neutral. And with that, we're at a point where we like to find support. So truly neutral, and we're at a point where we find support. I wouldn't be surprised if we're near the low, just not quite at it yet. Okay, all that's telling us the same stuff. Looking at it on a daily time frame and then going back to the Bybit chart because it has more historical data. You know, if we take this high from January to this low here, golden ratio below the 382, it's just not, it's not so common to do this, but whatever. Like, you show respect at your fibs, the significant levels, but then you just disrespect the procedure, the standard operating procedure after that, and that's okay. Overall, I think it looks bullish, right? The more we zoom out, the more bullish it does look, actually, except for this head and shoulders kind of look that you have. Weekly RSI looks bullish too, so inevitably I do believe that we will see new highs, new all-time highs, right? If we take a high from the all-time high, we measure there to the low that we had in April 7th low, high to low. I would expect that we see $1.65 to $3.90 as our next target area. Somebody was asking, and I responded to them, but just to make this clear, because I normally do make it clear, and that might have been why I didn't say it, is because I just assume it's called common knowledge, which is my fault, right? I should repeat this every single time, because if it's your first time watching this, you wouldn't know what I mean as far as $1.65 to $3.90 goes. This is the next target area. This is not the end of cycle target area. No, the end of cycle, my friends, the prediction for the end of the cycle is something between about like this zone here and this zone here. I really wouldn't be surprised if you told me, hey, C-Zar, we're looking into your future and Cookie DAO's worth $95. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. That's at the high end of our range. Hey, C-Zar, it's at $25, $20. Okay, cool. That's at the low end of our range. Anything and everything in between. Though I will say, if we get too much away from $20, like if we would likely not find resistance at $28 or $35. We'd likely go all the way up to at least $46. So with the 2272, and again, these are all just typicalities, typical things that we see. It's not like it needs to happen this way, right? And we've already shown that we're kind of obscure with the fibs anyway, so don't expect that it's exactly like what I'm saying. But with the 2272, it's very common to wick just above there. Okay, so probably like $20 or higher would be my expectation. If you were to go like too much higher, get too far away from the 2272, I would more expect the golden ratio. Again, it's obscure to stop kind of in between the 2618 and the 2272, like right in the middle there. And then same thing with this 90 area. Typically, you don't wick, like you might wick a little bit above the 2618, but typically if you wick at all, if you go like to $67, what I'm trying to say here is it's more statistically probable that we'd stop at $46 or $90, not that we would stop at $50 or $70 or $28. You know what I mean? Like it's like we're either at this level or this level or this level. Anything and everything in between is fair game in all consideration, but I don't know. That's all I got. So if you like the video, and those are end of cycle targets, okay? This is like end of July, probably not July, probably sometime in August targets, okay? Like late August, actually, if I really had to guess. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, all right? Happy 4th of July. Bye-bye.